Hi, welcome to your weekly interruption from Antioch. My name is Eddie, and I hope you enjoy this. There was a story about the devil one day having a yard sale, and he was putting out all of his tools. Each one of them he was putting on display with the price tag, and he had the arrow of jealousy, the hammer of anger, the dagger of worry. His tools also included the slingshot of doubt and the axe of hatred, along with numerous others. One tool was displayed very, very high, right up like a pedestal above the others, and it was dented and worn out, and clearly it was more used than most of them. The customer said, "Could you tell me why that is in such a prominent place and why it costs so much more? It's so old and worn." "Ah," said the devil, "that's the wedge of discouragement. My favorite tool of all. It's so easy to use. Hardly takes any effort. All I have to do is get the very tip of the wedge into my victim, and the rest is easy. Once the wedge is in, you just tap it ever so slightly. It slides deeper and deeper. Sometimes I don't even have to do anything," the devil said. "My victims drive the wedge all by themselves. A small opening soon becomes a huge gaping hole for the rest of the tools to be used. Because it's my most effective tool, it has opened more doors for me than all my other tools combined. That's why it costs more." Indeed, discouragement is a universal problem. It's important to all of us as a Christian and our ability to remain faithful. Christianity was never meant to be a solo act. We are not created to go it alone. We need each other. Paul exhorted, "Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing." That's from 1 Thessalonians 5:11. To encourage us, to embolden and harden, it suggests the raising one's confidence, especially by an external agency. Christians are to be agents of encouragement. In the book of Hebrews, it says, but encourage one another daily, as long as it is called today, so that none of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness. That's Hebrews 3:13. In the book of Romans, Paul spoke of the various gifts we've been given and types of ministries in which we are engaged, and said, "If it is encouraging, let us encourage." Some of you out there have the gift of encouragement. Please don't slow down. Get your game up a little bit higher, intensify it. I said Wednesday night at church, we were discussing the spiritual warfare, and I said, this is not a halftime pep talk. This is a 2-minute warning. We have got to dig our heels in and really get prepared. Satan knows he's about to lose, and he's not going to give up. He's going to start fighting harder, and so we've got to be more prepared than ever. So how are we encouraged? Number one, by what we sense. Remember Job's 3 friends? They came to encourage him in a time of deep despair. In the end, they became a discouragement. Yeah, friends like that, who needs an enemy, right? But they did something right in the beginning. They came and sat with him. Job did sense their encouragement at the beginning. We often speak of being there for one another when we are emotionally as well as physically. They sense our encouragement. We can be encouraged by what we read. The letters of the New Testament were written for the purpose of encouragement. To overcome sin, to correct wrongs, grow in faith. Reading the Word will encourage you. So let me encourage you to read the Word so that you may be encouraged, so you can encourage someone else. Wow, that was a mouthful. By what we hear, that's big, because you're always hearing something. Even if you're just standing in line at the grocery store, you hear the conversations going on in front of you, behind you. Anxiety in the heart of man, it weighs it down, but a good word can make it glad. That's Proverbs 12:25. A good word lifts. Think about that for a second. A good word, just a simple word, can make the difference in somebody's day. That's huge in this day and time, folks. People are discouraged, especially folks that are not saved, that they have nothing to hope for. There's no hope. There's nothing there. I think about a lot of people that have gone on here recently that they were so discouraged they just gave up. They didn't want to fight whatever disease that they were fighting anymore. I don't think that's a healthy thing. I think we as Christians need to be a little more accountable. We need to step up, and when somebody's discouraged, we need to step in. We can encourage by what we feel. Just a touch of another's hand, a simple handshake sometimes can make the world a better place. Pat on the back. They're nonverbal actions, but Ecclesiastes says there is a time to embrace. Ever notice how many times it says Jesus touched someone? The Bible even speaks of the holy kiss among the brethren. The point is we are encouraged by what we feel from others. Now, I've never been much of a hugger myself. The rest of my family, they are. They love to give somebody a hug. And I should be a lot better at it than I am, because I see the look on people's faces when they go up and hug them. It seems to make their day, especially people that have been a little discouraged or down sometimes. They're always willing to do that. But let's look around for a discouraged friend, family member, another Christian that needs some encouragement. You don't have to look very far, and you don't have to look for very long either. Lend a hand, share your heart, put some encouragement out there for them. All this is great things, and I believe this is what we're made to do to help glorify our Lord and God. Peace be with you, and if the Lord tarries, hopefully I'll see you soon.